Good morning. I am Sagar Dadvi, batch July 2021. Today's date is 2nd September 2021, and today I am going to explain one of the feature of Java language, that is exception handling in Java. Before switching to the actual topic, let's bifurcate this topic into the two subtopic. First one is exception, and second one is exception handling. The dictionary define exception as any unwanted event that disrupt the flow of normal routine. We can call that is a exception. Real world example of exception is we use mic system in our auditorium, and whenever there is a power cut in ongoing session, which is interrupt the normal flow of the session, so we can say that this power cut is an exception. The second example of exception in real life is we use vehicle for short distance, and sometimes we get a tire puncture. So we can say that this tire puncture, due to this tire puncture, we cannot achieve our routine work. So we can say that this is also the exception. And at programmatic level, suppose we have the array having size 10, and we are trying to access the element which is at index 11. We will get exception because we cannot access array element beyond its length. This is all about the exception. And what is exception handling? Exception handling is nothing but provide alternative way when there is a exception occur. In our first example of the power cut supply exception, we can handle this power cut supply exception by using the power backup. In second example, tire puncture exception, we can handle that exception by using the stepney, which is a routine practice in automobile sector. And the third one is, and the third example, we saw the array example, then we can achieve the exception handling by using the five reserve keyword, that is try, catch, finally, throw and throws. We will discuss these five keywords in detail. Before that, let's see the exception hierarchy in Java. The root class for all exception and error is throwable, and throwable having the two child classes. The first one is exception and second one is error. And again, exception having child classes like runtime exception, IO interrupt exception, servlet exception, JDBC exception, etc. And in error, we have the subclasses like virtual machine error, out of memory error, etc. Again, runtime exception are also having the some child classes. First one is arithmetic exception, second one is array index out of bound exception, third one is string index out of bound exception. So these are the hierarchy in Java of the exception. So let's discuss about the five important keyword with the help of we can handling the exception in Java. Suppose we have we use scanner class to scan the two number. So code for that is, suppose we want to implement one calculator whose class name is calc. Suppose the class calc, in that we have the two instance variable num1 and num2, and in that we have the one method division. So the code for entire this class is class calc, instance variable int num1, int num2, and we have one method, public void div, non-parameterized method, and opening curly braces and closing curly braces. And suppose we want to sys out the division of number 1 by number 2, then we write down the sys out num1 divided by num2. But suppose unfortunately enter user enter the num1 as a 10 and num2 as a 0, then we know that num1 by num2 is not possible, mean this is an exceptional condition. Then the next question, how we can handle this exception. So we have the option, we can write down this risky code in try block, means we can write down in try block as try opening curly braces closing curly braces sys out num1 divided by num2. Then here is two possibility. If the user enter num2 as a non-zero number, then our code executed normally without creating any exception. But another situation, if user enter number 2 as a 0, then in this situation or in this scenario we will get exception whose name is arithmetic exception, and whose explanation is divided by 0, and another the third point we will get means explanation of that exception. So whenever the exception is get created, we can catch that exception in catch block. And for example, try sys out num1 divided by num2 closing curly braces, and immediate to the try block we can write down the catch block in that parameter exception e, and in that we can write down alternative way to handle this exception. So, and the third important keyword is finally. But the big question may came in your mind, if we have the catch block, then why there is a need of finally block. And another rule in Java in exception handling is try catch try block must be followed by either catch block or finally block. Means suppose we have the try, and we not write down the catch block, and directly we write down the catch finally block, then it is acceptable in Java. But the question is, if there is a catch block, then why there is a need of the finally block. In the same example, we use a scanner class to accept the number from user. Whenever try block create exception, that exception catch in the catch block, but we use the resources of the scanner class object. So it is necessary to close down all the resources that is open during the program. Here we use the scanner class object to scan the value from the user. So that's why it is necessary or responsibility of the programmer to close down the all resources that are used in the program. So we need to close down the sc.close in finally, means in any situation whether exception occur or not occur, the finally block is 100% get executed. So that's why whatever the resources we are uses during the program, we can close all these resources in the finally block. So we have seen three reserved keyword: try, catch, finally. The standard recommendation for the try catch block is write down the code as far as minimum in try block, means risky code in try block, alternative way in catch block, and resource closing area in finally. Means we can use this keyword to handle the exception handling, and in any scenario the finally block is always going to get executed irrespective of whether the exception get occur or non occur. The fourth and fifth keywords are throw and throws. It is not possible it is not possible for Java developer to write down the any exception which are getting or get executed at the programmatic level. So we can write down our own or user defined exception also, but this user defined exception we can throw by using the keyword throw throw, and we can create exception as a class by extending any exception class. Suppose we want to create our own exception, then we can use inheritance concept to implement user define exception. So we can write down throw keyword to throw the user define exception, and the last keyword is throws. Whenever we use a throws keyword, then it's actually throws keyword not the way to handle the exception handling, but it seems to uncheck exception as a check exception, means it is one of the way to seems to solve the exception handling. So that's it for today. We will meet in soon. Thank you.